Welcome to 719 News Winter Newscast. I'm Elizabeth Silva.
And I'm Brinley Williamson. We're your co-anchors for today.
And this winter season has definitely been a busy one with classes, club events, and lots of new changes at the high school. How has this season been treating you, Brinley?
Yeah, it's definitely been a super busy season considering we're now into the second semester, but I've been working on some new projects that you might have heard of. CHS The Vibe is CHS TV's new Instagram show, and we're producing new episodes bi-weekly. You should go check it out.
You definitely should. The Vibe has gotten a lot of exposure, and the episodes are so fun with topics ranging from New Year's resolutions to snow days. You know, something I've been wondering, Brinley, is how you came up with this idea.
Yeah, Amelia Normington and I, a fellow TV member, came up with it because we wanted to bring something fun and positive to the CHS community. And it's made for students, by students, about students, so it's something super fun just for us.
Oh, I love that. That is so fun. And it's a great addition to the community, and so many of our other clubs have been doing amazing things for our community as well, including Lime, who just produced their big concert in tune, and they raised $1,700 for the Cleaning River Foundation, which is amazing, very impressive. And I loved seeing all of the acts. It was so great.
Yeah, attending Intune was so much fun. It's so great to see what our clubs are putting on. And sometimes it's difficult to know what all of our clubs are up to because we have so many. Sometimes there are a few that are similar, but it's important to know the differences between what they actually do. Mock Trial and Speech and Debate are two of these similar clubs. Frankie Yee produced this segment on comparing the two, and as you might expect, it was a bit of a friendly competition.
Mock trial is a blood sport here at CHS. It's an extracurricular activity. It is also part of the curriculum.
Speech and debate is a competition event or a series of events that allow students to explore ideas, expression, interpretation, persuasive arts. It's using the most important tool we have at our capacity, our ability to think critically and to use our voice to move people through either a logical argument or through a persuasive presentation.
Yeah, so basically each year we get a new case and then our team has to act out as the witnesses and lawyers. And in our mock trials or our competitions, we go against other schools with the same case. So we just compete against them, see who can do it the best.
A, it's a fun class. B, they learn public speaking skills. C, it develops your rote memorization skills. And you have to think on your feet. You have to be able to read people, that be the opposing witnesses. That means the judge who is in charge of the courtroom. They also get to meet a bunch of people outside of the school. We have several lawyers in town who the students love working with. Many students have actually worked for these lawyers as clerks.
So, you can compete at the local state level. You can advance to competition at the national level. It looks excellent on the college application. A couple of my students have gone and competed at college in the George Mason University speech team at the college level. So there is that also. Maybe every once in a while when I teach the course, someone will say at the end of the course, I thought we were going to do trials. Well, my response is we have two courses, or used to have two courses. You have the common law course and we have the criminal justice course. If you want to do a mock trial, go there.
I think they're a little similar because they both have a lot to do with public speaking, and you go to competitions for both. But it's definitely different because you work with the whole class as a team, and it's in a trial setting instead of just a speech and debate setting. Speech
and debate offers something else, and I think it's, in a sense, very real-world application in debate. And in speech, you can choose a variety of speech options. It's not just trial.
Oh, I obviously think that mock trial is better than speech and debate.
I think I personally can't say anything. I've never done speech and debate, so I don't think I'm a good person to ask, but mock trial is definitely very fun, so I'd recommend joining.
Not to add fuel to the fire, but I was part of speech and debate, and it was pretty great. I don't know about mock trial, but all jokes aside, both groups are so great, and you learn so much about yourself and growing in the club, which is awesome. And speech and debate and mock trial have been part of our community for such a long time. But something that hasn't been part of our community for very long, something new this year, is Character Strong. And there have been many opinions on Character Strong, so Brinley decided to dive deep to find out the strengths and what Character Strong is really all about. Produced and edited by Brinley.
Character Strong is a program, an online program, that utilizes a lot of different things that we like to teach our students, social emotional stuff that we don't always get to embed into like the curriculum, but there's an opportunity to do it in Plus Block.
And it really obviously focuses on character education, helping to develop resilience, perseverance, grit, the ability to deal with stress, things that are part of what we call kind of the secondary curriculum, but is probably the most important, right? If you can't access some of that stuff and develop some of those skills, it really it hurts your ability to be successful in English class or math class or in life in general.
What number do we want to start with today? 3. 3, I love it.
What I like about Character Strong is that it is a period of time during our Plus Block where we're able to just communicate with each other instead of breaking off into our own little social groups.
I don't know, just like in general. Yeah, I agree, yeah.
We saw a real need for it, not only from my end, an administrative end, but from teachers seeing a lack of skills. The pandemic in general in the last 2 years has really set kids back socially, emotionally.
But it does just create conversations where people get to know each other a little better. So hopefully they take the positives out of that. But overall, everything that I've seen has been very positive and very kind of uplifting just to see people connect.
The positive to me is the laughter, whether it's something that we start doing and we're not necessarily motivated to do it, we all seem to find the common ground and the laughter. And so there's been a lot of joy, in my opinion.
I always tell everyone I would love to have a Plus Block because you really get to know kids for 4 years.
I'm a big believer in Plus Block right out of the gate. I was one of the teachers who had freshmen the first year that Plus Block was a thing. My hope is that through the Character Strong, we're able to become this really cool little family within Chelmsford High School. I know what Plus Block can be and how special it is, and so I hope that the Character Strong allows us to do that during these really weird times.
It was great to see how much thought was put into Character Strong and really get a grasp on the positives. It's definitely been a big adjustment for the high school. However, I think it's so important to see its value, even if we're not always super excited about it.
Yes, I definitely think that Character Strong is great for Plus Blocks to come together and to create that sense of community, which is so important for our Chelmsford community. And I think it's great that CHS provides so many opportunities for people to feel like you belong. And one example of this is Career Space Club, a club for students part of the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah, the club has been such a great addition to our long list at CHS. And I think it's also so important that staff members as well have been working to normalize recognizing every student for who they are. Let's go to Arushi Chopra for more on this.
Thanks, Brinley. Part of growing up is figuring out your identity, and high school is a great place to do that. Here at Chelmsford High, we have many teachers to turn to. I had the chance to interview Queer Space, a club here that welcomes all LGBTQ plus members, and their future plans of the club. Edited by Sarah Evans.
When I heard other people speak about their pronouns, sexuality, and their experiences, it felt like I wasn't alone in it, you know?
I am the co-president of this club, Queer Space. I think my main goal is just to make sure everybody feels safe and everybody knows that their feelings are respected and their identity is respected within the queer community.
I was really excited to get involved with this club. I knew that there was an opening for someone to run it, and I just think of when I was in high school how important it was to have a welcoming environment, and I wanted to make sure that that was available to students today.
Immediately after walking into the room, you just know that there's a fun energy of people in this room that all support each other and care for each other.
It felt pretty welcoming to know that there was other people like me out there in the school.
Everyone was very respectful and they were listening to what everyone was saying.
Everyone was just like so excited to be there.
And some people come because they want to learn more. Some people come because they want to take more of a leadership role, and some just come because this is a place that they can just be comfortable and sort of just exist.
We have a great number of students here already. There's a lot of people on our roster who've been cycling in and out. This is truly about information and safety. Hopefully more kids will feel the want and need to come to this club and just learn.
I would like for us to get more students involved. I know that the LGBTQIA community here at Chelmsford High is much more than what is in the club. So I want to make sure that everyone that's out there that feels safe and welcome to come and join the club.
We went over pronouns so like no one was misgendered.
We want to introduce pronouns and why people use pronouns maybe that are different from their pronouns assigned at birth. So teaching that to the teachers, the staff in the school.
Like everyone was so excited to just like be here because it was kind of new and it was really fun.
You are welcome in this club, no matter who you are, no matter how you identify, even if you are confused about your identity, we will welcome you here and we'll accept you.
As being part of the community myself, it was great to hear what the other members of the club had to say. One thing I feel as important is being aware of someone's pronouns. That's why I had the chance to interview Dr. Whittlesey about her 2 books, It's Okay to Say They, and The Beginner's Guide of Being a Trans Ally, edited by Sarah Evans.
Hi, I'm Dr. Christy Whittlesey. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the pre-K to 12 Fine and Performing Arts Coordinator in the Chelmsford Public Schools. And I am also the author of 2 books. And I came to this topic because I was observing while I was doing my doctoral research to get my PhD that often really good educators didn't always have all the tools they needed or knowledge or training to adequately support a gender diverse population. And so I wanted to investigate what students were actually experiencing in schools and learn from trans and non-binary students what changes they thought would make schools more inclusive. Both of the books are fundraisers that directly benefit different trans-led organizations. It's definitely a focus of my work here as well in Chelmsford. I do a lot of teacher trainings at different schools, and I can tell you that, everyone is working together to learn, listen, and create gender-friendly environments where everyone feels respected, acknowledged, and included.
It was so much fun to talk to other people in the community. I feel like we can all learn so much from each other. I'm Arushi for CHS TV. Back to you, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Arushi. Another hot topic lately is climate change. We all know New England weather, but it's been especially crazy lately with snow one day and 60 degrees another. We just can't keep up. So, Stella Lampson, our news reporter, decided to investigate how our school is educating students about climate change and what our community is doing to help combat climate change.
In environmental studies, I teach the global sustainability goals, which address all sorts of things from culture to human life to environmental impact. There are people around the world that don't have it as well off as we do, and trying to get my students to see the world from others' point of view, I think can help make it better for everybody.
Right now we're in the middle of our energy unit, finishing that up, where we talk about fossil fuels and renewable energy.
The courses that we offer here at the high school are not the same at all as what was when I was a student here. I think as times change, we as teachers and we as a school have to change for the better to meet the demands of the world.
Because it's one of the most applicable sciences to what goes on in the world around us all the time. It's something that everyone is going to have to deal with. Everyone eventually is going to have to vote on issues with this.
Do you think that our school is doing enough relating to those sorts of issues?
I think that, are we doing enough anywhere is kind of the bigger question, and the answer is probably not, right? But we are on the way to doing that with, educating through this new course, through environmental science course. There's lots of environmental options for courses you can take to learn more about it.
I don't think any of us are doing enough, but the Eco Club is starting a composting project, and although it's going to start small, but we're going to be the guinea pigs. So we started a backyard composter for our own personal garden, but then it was picked up by an actual composting company, and a professional one.
In about the springtime, we'll be able to boost it and work with the town and the school to source out our composting and involve the entire school's potential food waste. Compost bins that we can then put outside, just like regular trash. It'll just be a different bin that it goes into. The compost that results from that can be used within the entire school district, potentially, just from this little pilot program at the high school.
Wasting food is such a big issue. And, if you can take that food and turn it into something usable, that's a huge opportunity to reduce a lot of the waste that gets just thrown into the trash here.
It doesn't have to be something that's going to change the world, but even little impact can get things snowballed, and as things start to roll, things get better. So it's just the little things that people can do to really help turn the school more green.
Yeah. It's a mess out there, and I want to be part of it.
Winter sports are coming to a close, but it's been such a fun season to watch. We know it can be hard to attend all of the games, so if you missed it, Sports Wrap-Up will be released at the end of the season. The sports and live events departments here in CHS-TV have been working so hard to cover all of these games, but a lot of us may not know what live events is all about. Let's go to Joe Evans for some more in-depth information on this.
As a live events producer, I work with our advisor and Dan Hart to make a schedule of all the events that we're going to be covering. So whether that's filtering in concerts or basketball games, making a schedule that works well for the team and for the crew, and making sure that we can get to as many events as we can possible.
So being student-led in terms of CHS student-led is really only in the last 3 years. And probably this truck has probably been one of the slower transitions. And that is because, for whatever reason, not just because we weren't student-led before, but because a lot of times students didn't want to be in these positions here. So right here, I'm sitting here, this is the TD position. So this is where you actually select and change the cameras online. And a lot of students in the past seem to be kind of intimidated by doing this. But over the last several years, we have a lot more students who actually seem to be stepping up to it. And ideally, I would love the fact that I would be more in a background position.
As a crew chief, they are the ones running the show. They are the ones that are making the schedule, getting the crew. They're the ones making sure everybody's on time and making sure that we're ready and that the production is running smoothly for every event.
It's interesting because we've had games where there are a lot of technical issues, and I actually have to go to Sophie and what is your priority as a student-led and student producer? She has to tell me what thing do you want fixed first? In a live event, when you have complexity that this truck has, there's always something that's going to go wrong. And again, it's trying to be able to troubleshoot, try to figure that problem out, while at the same time try to work with students. I might be directing a show. So it's that balance of multitasking and trying to do a lot of things at one time.
Live Events has produced 35 games this season. The team has been working so hard to live stream all the games to everybody, including producing a new show, Lions Returned, about CHS alumni who played sports while they were here at CHS.
Yeah, the live events department has been doing so great this year, and it's also so great to be a part of news and see all of the news things that we've been producing. The team has grown a lot this season, and I can't wait to see what we're up to next.
Me too. Thank you all so much for watching this Winter Newscast. Make sure to catch the one in the spring.
Thanks, everyone. Signing off.